Welcome to the Cal FFL Newsroom. I'm your host, Craig DeLuz, with an update on Assembly Bill 1014. Now, this is Assemblywoman Skinner's bill creating gun violence restraining orders and firearms seizure warrants. Legislators received thousands of letters, emails, and calls from you on this bill, and because of that pressure, they were forced to dramatically amend the bill.
The amendments, if I can just list them very quickly, not all of them, but conceptualize them. They narrow the bill so that only law enforcement, immediate family members, and licensed healthcare professionals can seek the restraining order. They include a higher standard to establish that the person is a risk to others using substantial likelihood rather than significant risk, and also the condition that other alternatives would not be effective. They make a number of clarifying changes requested by law enforcement and the courts, and they define recent related to the factors the court has to consider as having to have occurred within 6 months.
While these amendments were significant, they did very little to address the obvious questions surrounding the constitutionality of the bill and left it wide open for abuse. In fact, it was so bad that groups that would normally support this type of legislation had to stand against it.
David Warren, Taxpayers for Improving Public Safety. Although we are consistently in support of regulation of weapons, our concern in this legislation is that it has significant constitutional deficiencies which will result in significant litigation and will not be enforceable.
The fact is, AB 1014 still severely undermines our right to due process and the presumption that you're innocent until proven guilty. It creates a system whereby someone can go to a judge and get your gun rights taken away without you even knowing or being able to plead your case. They then get the right to search you, your family, your friends, your home, your place of business, any place they think you may have hidden a gun. Then and only then do you get to go before a judge and prove that you're not a danger to yourself or others. Well, that doesn't sound very constitutional to me.
AB 1014 shreds the right of privacy and the right to property that has been jurisprudence for decades. The U.S. Supreme Court, in a precedent-setting case, held that, and I quote, "Due process of law is a legal concept that ensures the government will respect all of a person's legal rights instead of just some or most of those legal rights. When the government deprives a person of life, liberty, or property, due process has also been interpreted as placing limitations on laws and legal proceedings in order to guarantee fundamental fairness, justice, and liberty to all citizens." Members, that was from the majority opinion of Roe v. Wade.
Well, this measure has passed the Assembly Public Safety Committee and it's on its way to the Senate Appropriations Committee. So make sure you get your word into them on this measure. Go to demandrights.org, that's demandrights.org, and tell them to vote no on AB 1014. Thank you for all of your work. It's folks like you that are making a difference in this fight. This is Craig DeLuz signing out from the Cal FFL Newsroom. We'll see you in the trenches.